Hello and welcome to 7-Minute Guitar. Also check us out on facebook.com/7minuteguitar for the resources that are used in these videos. Hello and welcome to another Theory Thursday. Today we're going to revisit scales, but we're going to talk about scale modes. There are 7 different types of scales. Well, in reality, there's a lot more than 7, but the 7 primary scales. We're going to talk about those today. We're going to start with the major scale, the backbone of Western music. It's called the Ionian scale. So the Ionian scale, or the major scale, you're already familiar with. It's got the 2 holes, the half, 3 holes, and 1 half. Here on the C scale, of course, it's all the white notes on the keyboard of the piano. This is what it would sound like. Now here is where I hope we start getting into new territory, the Dorian scale. It falls into the minor triads. You know, if you're playing chords with it, you want to be a minor triad, maybe a minor 7th or a minor 9th. It's playing along a minor scale, so it would sound like go straight into a half, from a hole to a half, 3 holes, a half, and then a hole. So you might be asking, really, what's the difference between a C major scale and a D Dorian scale? Nothing. There is no difference. In reality, if you were to play any C major chord over this D Dorian scale, it'll sound like a C major scale. However, if you were to play, say, a D minor chord while playing a D Dorian scale, you will definitely notice the difference. Here we have the Phrygian scale. It's the 3rd of the 7 musical notes. You get this when you start playing from the 3rd note in the scale. Again, E Phrygian, no different than C major, but you're playing it with minor chords. So, minor triads, minor 7th, a Phrygian scale. It would sound like this. The 4th of the 7 musical modes, Lydian scale. So this mode right here, played with major triads. We're back to the major chord. Let's say an F major 7th, right there in the middle of your key of C. And so you decide to play a Lydian scale over the top of it. What would that sound like? Next we have the Mixolydian scale. I want you to notice something. In the Mixolydian scale, whole, whole, half. I mean, it's really, really close to being a major scale, but it's got this lowered 7th note down here. It's like that flatted 7th. So your dominant 7th, not your major 7th, but your dominant 7th chords. Let's see how that would sound. Probably the 2 most commonly used scales in Western music are the Ionian or major scale and the Aeolian, the natural minor scale. This scale starts at the 6th degree. We've already talked about how A minor is a relative minor to C major. If a person writes down and says, this song is in A minor, then the key signature on the sheet music is going to use the C major key signature. So the exact key signature. Steps for this: whole, then a half, then 2 holes, then a half, then 2 holes. Let's see what this one would sound like. And finally we have the Locrian scale. This is the 7th scale or mode in your entire set. So it starts on the B in the key of C and moves on through to B. Now you would be playing this over, say, a minor 7th with a flat 5 because of this right there. That half step between the 4th and the 5th degree gives you that flat 5. Let's see what it would sound like. So wow, we've covered a lot of material in a short amount of time. To give a quick review, you've got your Ionian or your major scale, your 2nd degree, the Dorian scale, sometimes called a mode as well, the Phrygian scale, that's your 3rd degree, the Lydian scale, your 4th degree, your 5th degree is the Mixolydian scale, 6th degree, the natural minor, that Aeolian scale, and your 7th degree, Locrian scale. If you wanted to try and say your 8th degree, well, you'd be right back to your Ionian scale once more. Thanks for joining me for 7-Minute Guitar. I hope you really liked it. I know it was fast-paced, but you can take this information and apply it to any scale. Start on the 2nd, start on the 3rd degree of the scale, and you too will be able to make changes in your scale and really liven up the music. We're going to take this information and build on it, and then as we get into learning the scales on the neck of the guitar. So stay tuned for that. You don't want to miss it. The illustrations on the board will be at facebook.com/7minuteguitar.